Sometimes it can be confusing to know what types of requests and behaviors are appropriate from managers and supervisors at work.
Brandon, get moving. Are you getting too old for this? Maybe we need to replace you with someone younger.
This supervisor is not being respectful, and he might be abusing his power. But how does Brandon know whether this treatment is acceptable or not? What can Brandon do? In Canada, you will find different kinds of companies and leadership styles. Some businesses have fewer managers and will ask the opinions of workers when making goals and decisions. In these businesses, the workers have some power. They might feel responsibility for how well the company is doing. In other businesses, managers and supervisors have all the power and never ask employees for their opinions. No matter what the style of business and its managers, people in Canada have rights that are protected by law and should always be treated with respect. Sometimes people abuse their power. An older employee might be rude or bossy with a newer one, even though they are coworkers. A supervisor might discipline a worker, even though it is not their job. A manager might be disrespectful. These types of behaviors can make a person feel excluded and alone. Over time, they can have a serious effect on a person's mental health.
I saw Steve being rude to you earlier, and that isn't the first time. He isn't allowed to speak to you that way, even if he is the shift supervisor. Why don't you talk to a manager about it?
I'm worried if I cause trouble, I'll be fired. I can't risk it.
In fact, Brandon cannot lose his job for asking to be treated fairly and respectfully. He could try to speak to the supervisor who has been treating him badly. If he is not comfortable speaking to the supervisor directly, he can look for help from someone who is higher in the structure of power. This might be a manager or someone from the human resources department. Brandon can calmly and respectfully explain the situation. He might have to fill out a form so that there is a record of the complaint. Brandon can also ask what supports are available if he feels that his treatment at work is affecting his mental or physical health. Remember, no matter what their position, every employee should feel safe, included, and be treated with respect in the workplace. If you feel that your rights are not being respected at work, you can always report the problem and ask for help. You cannot lose your job for reporting abuse of power or problems related to your protected rights.